Alright guys, welcome back to the video. But first things first, I gotta be a little cliche, because like most of the people that are viewing my stuff, they're not subscribing. So I'm gonna have to say, subscribe to the channel. Do it, stop what you're doing and just do it now. Listen, the reason I need you to do this so you understand I'm not just trying to flex on y'all is, if I have a bigger fan base, I'll know that I need to make better videos. I'll know I need to get more equipment and not just record on my phone. I know I would need to get a computer to actually edit my videos per se. But enough with that out of the way. Sorry if I butcher this dude's name. I'll probably have it down in the description. Rephrase, I will have his name down in the description. But I want to say his name is Hex or Heliums, or I can't read for the life of me. But anywho, let me get into this right. The reason I mentioned him is because he gave me the idea for this. This what if is coming completely from a different anime, and the anime is like Shield Hero or something to that effect. So basically, he has a shield, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story of it. I'll just give you the base abilities. It was kind of like he got sent to a game world, and like he has like a little tree on his shield, like ability tree, where he can get different abilities. Like let's say he got fire or something, he would have the fire shield. Just for a simplistic example, took me a minute to get how I would put this in my hero, but now I got it. So this is how it's gonna work. This is the starting off of it. Around the time in canon, but actually no, not even that. He was born with the shield. So day one, he was born with it. He never got bullied due to the simple fact that he had defense, so he would just block it. But at an early age, he realized he couldn't throw much of a punch. He just kind of realized like he could only defend attacks. So him and Bakugo's relationship is a little bit different because he sees Bakugo a little more as annoying than anything else. He sees him more as just like a hot-headed dude, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you always so hot-headed? So, as we fast forward through time and stuff, Deku does not do much training with his shield and stuff because, I mean, he doesn't really know what to do. He just thinks it's a shield and he can protect people. But people did always say, gave him the nickname of God Shield, or King of Defense, you know, something to that effect, just because Bakugo was always trying to attack him and he was just, no. But the thing I have, the one thing they did say in the anime of Shield Hero is that he can move his shield around, like when he was trying to take it off on one episode. So what I'm also going to add to this is he can move the shield around to different parts of his body. Not instantly per se, but it's kind of just like, it's like a, just kind of like a rolly system where it's like it's on his arm, it goes around, and he can move it at any time. But eventually with training, he can practically move it around his whole body almost. So enough with that. How this pretty much goes and how the start off would be is they would be in class doing everything like normal, and then Bakugo would be like, I'm sick of this. He's getting hot-headed for whatever reason. Deku breathed the wrong way. He got upset. So he's like, all right, let's do this. Me and you fight right now for 5,000 yen. That's equivalent to $50. So no one be like, oh God. But right now, the loser takes all. We'll decide who gets the rights to go to UA. And before Bakugo say anything about money, Deku was like, why would I really want to do this? He said, in 3 days, we'll do this. We'll fight. Blah, blah, blah. He was just hyping it up, just getting juiced up. Deku was just kind of being like, okay, are you sure about this? He said, no, you know what? That money sound kind of good. He's like, I can get a lot of food with that. So he says, how about this? Let's make it 4 days and we'll do it after school so everyone can see you lose. But Bakugo's like, my attack versus your defense. And he just gunning it. Basically how he is in canon. But he's a lot more angrier per se, because like, he sees Deku as like a useless piece of trash due to the fact is all you have is a shield. That is stupid. I'm perfection, and his kind of egotistical manners and stuff. So, with that being said, he's just gunning it. And then he's like, all right, 4 days. After school, everyone to see you lose, we'll fight then. So, during this time, Bakugo has tried to fight Deku multiple times, but the main issue with all that was, due to the simple fact is, he couldn't hurt him. His explosions were too small. They were too little. So he's sitting there like he doing for the 4 days or whatever. Later on when I do other parts and stuff, he's going to be a lot more stronger. Or at least his attacks and his quirk abilities will. Because he'll have to train a lot harder to actually hurt or try to damage Deku. So meanwhile, while Deku was off just playing with some kids, an acorn was it was a tree above him. An acorn fell down and it hit the top of his shield, and then he saw an ability. He's like, what? I thought all I could do was protect and defend and all that type of stuff. So after that happens, he looks at it, and how I'm going to do this is going to be, it can copy quirks, but it won't be like a full copy. It'll be more of a copy of, like a, what's the word for it? Like, let's say if it was like a darkness quirk. He wouldn't copy the quirk itself. He would just be able to make his shield use some of their abilities. So it's not going to be like OP, but it will have a lot of uses. So once Deku figured this out, he was like, I got some ideas. So he started playing around with the shield, and he discovered he had a couple more abilities. Like he can project a shield in front of him to protect him. Then what he did was he started doing all this other stuff. Like he got rope, he cut a couple pieces, put it on the top of his shield, got a rope ability. With the acorn, he got an ability called Venus Flytrap, special name I know, and he's able to shoot out some seeds to make Venus Flytraps. They can either attack his foe or capture them. So that happens, and he's like, okay, I got a little something. So meanwhile, Bakugo, he's dummy training. Then he finally figures it. He has an epiphany. Then we fast forward to like pretty much the end of this whole little training arc. And then they go to the big body fight. People are crowded. Some teachers are off in the distance kind of watching. But they fight like off school grounds, I would say, just so no one gets in trouble. But I don't think it would matter because the school was trash and they really didn't stop Deku getting bullied in canon. But the fight proceeds on. Bakugo comes in, he's all tired and stuff, and Deku's just like, tired already? And plus, this version of Deku is more, what's the word? Not nitpicky, but he pokes at Bakugo a lot more because he's just like, you're stupid, you don't think before you attack. And so, with this happening and stuff, the fight goes off, and he's like, yeah, I got something for you. And I don't want to make it like he has some special suit design, so I'm just going to try to keep it simplistic. He put something around his body or whatever to like I'll just say he put like a plastic suit on his body. This way all the sweat and stuff can be collected together. But before the fight started, he was running a little bit just to build up sweat, and he's wearing a fully coated out like winter outfit, but it's like summertime or it's hot that day. And the fight proceeds on. So they're just throwing basic hands. Deku only knows like basic hand-to-hand combat because he was like, if I can't attack, I might as well learn how to redirect and all that type of stuff. Kind of like what the Avatar does, the way he fights. So he learned some basic stuff like that. Plus, after you fight Bakugo for so long, you'll eventually like, all right, if I do this, then I can triple. It's all that type of stuff. Plus, he's a strategist at heart. So after that, they're fighting. The fight's just going on and on. Bakugo's just throwing bomb. What he's really doing is he's trying to build up sweat, trying to build it up, getting ready. He's like, I'm going to hit him with everything I got. So he's like, Deku, I want to say, I don't know what nickname he would give him, like Shield Bastard, or he would give him some form of a nickname. If y'all can think of one, let me know, and I'll make sure when I do another part, I'll put that nickname and say the nickname. But he's like, you just shield brat, you shield bastard. I'll show you who has the rights to enter UA. It's only the elite of the elite. He's just stroking it, right? And then he takes off the whole little coat and then like gets his hand together, kind of like a final explosion. He's like, I'm gonna end it with this blast. And he said, well, Deku said like, all right, you're boring me now. So during the whole fight though, Deku was just shooting the ground, but Bakugo thought he was shooting him. And he learned a couple new abilities. So he's like, I'm going to destroy this kid. So he's like, go ahead, try to hit me with your greatest move. He said, and then I'll just say he over-exaggerated the name and just said something like Ultimate King Explosion or something, Death Explosion or something like that. So boom, 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 explosions going everywhere. It's the biggest explosion. I don't want to say it's kind of like his gauntlets when he gets that when they first fought in canon. But I want to say it's like it's a pretty decent sized explosion for what he can do with the lack of materials. So this explosion goes off. Everyone's like, oh, the teachers are like, oh God, I think he killed the boy. We might want to leave. And then all you hear is laughing. Kind of villainous, if you would ask. You just hear laughing like, Whew. All right, now that we're done with the warm-up, let me try my moves. He's like, what? He snaps his fingers. All these Venus flytraps just come out of the woodworks. He's like, when did you? And then he has the epiphany, like, oh, he wasn't shooting at me. He was shooting at the ground. So all these Venus flytraps are coming. He's just boom, blasting them. Baku's like, this is easy. And then a really big tree comes, but it's like an animated tree. Now, the reason I would say you probably have this ability is, one, it's a what if. I can pretty much make whatever I want to make. And two, I would feel like he would train the ability and it would get level up because it's kind of like a gamer's ability. So I feel like if he used it enough, he would gain different abilities. So the tree, this big tree's coming at him, or like a giant Venus flytrap is coming at him, and he just blasts this thing away. And then Deku just comes up behind him, shoots, makes his shield into a rope shield, because earlier when he was doing the training, he had a rope shield. So he whips it around and then basically grabs him with the rope and just brings him down onto the broken tree and stuff. And this tree wasn't just your average tree. It was pretty sturdy. And so that does some damage. And Bakugo gets up like, oh, that's it? That's all you got? He's like, okay. I'm glad I prepared for this. And then while he had the rope attached, he switched his shield once more, and it changed it into some form of electricity. Now, not like electricity where he could just control it willy-nilly. It was more of like a battery. He used the battery to give him a slight shock. So it basically gave him an extended ability. I'll say it's kind of like lightning rope, or it's still rope, but it has electricity in it. You follow what I'm saying? So after that happens, he's zapping him. And then Bakugo just gets up and he's just angry, but he's paralyzed. He can't move, but he doesn't know that yet. So he's running, he's about to go into attack, and Deku just weaves, grabs, turns around, do that full big body slam to the ground. He said, I want my money before the school day, or like before summer comes. And don't worry, I might need more training or target practice. Just basically being spiteful. Like, I might need to beat you up again for some training later. So go ahead, I'll let you join UA. Okay? Whew, man, you sure are weak. You talking about all that attacking, you didn't do much. His pride was just hurt. But that's pretty much how I'm gonna end that first part off. By the way, if you made it all this way to this video, please subscribe to the channel. More people, more what ifs, more videos, better videos. It's just that simple, bottom line. And also, Helium, hopefully I'm saying your name right. This video was only made because you suggested this what if. I hope y'all like it. Catch y'all.